Alrighty then. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 881. How do you talk about your work? That is, your books, your novels, your short stories, anything you're doing with your author business. How do you talk about it? Do you tell people, well, you probably won't like it? That may be kind of self-deprecating, but also it's setting that standard. You write garbage. Are you really writing garbage? I suggest not, because authors are generally the worst judge of their own stuff. However, if it's the very first thing you've written, it may not be great. But you don't need to tell them that. Hey, I wrote this. It's a story about this, as opposed to the self-defeating language, the self-sabotage that people do because they want to be disappointed. You can't be disappointed if you're already pessimistic about the whole thing. Don't be. Well, I know I'm small potatoes. Stop it. You wrote a book. You're not small potatoes. I only is stressed. I only have 1 or 2 or 3 books published. So what? You wrote a book. Be proud of that. It may not be your best effort. Well, I would suggest it is your best effort with what you knew when you wrote it, because you're not a great writer until you write a whole lot and practice a whole lot and get feedback and keep practicing, keep writing, keep getting better. You may be a great storyteller, but a great writer, it's a little bit different skill. It's a learned skill and not one that's innate. So don't cut yourself short because you're trying, you're working, you're the man in the arena, you're fighting the battle. Don't say, well, it probably isn't good, but could you read it for me? Way to set the stage. Hey, I wrote a book about dragons and samurai who use fax machines. Could you read it? That's crazy. Yeah, but it's done and it's a book. Be proud of what you've done. Be proud of writing that story, writing a book, writing even a short story. Be proud of it. Be proud of the fact that you're looking at it critically and trying to get better. There's a lot to be said about practice and learning and all of those things it takes to be a true professional author. Once you sell a story, you're a professional author. You wrote words, you sold them, you got paid for your writing words. But there's more to it than that. Professional, as a lawyer in a previous life, guess what? Continuing education. We had to do all kinds of stuff. What did it take to get there? 3 years of school full time. What about being a doctor? 4 years of school, 4 years of med school, 4 internship. So much to do to be a professional. But an author, you think you can shortcut that whole process and just write a story and you're good and you're great and you're saving lives? No, you need to do all this other stuff first. And a lot of it is practicing, but you get paid to practice. That's the great thing about being an author, is that first story that you wrote that may not be great, it still has value and you can get better quickly. And storytelling is innate to human beings. Writing it down takes a little practice. So don't sell yourself short that this is probably crap. Well, yeah, we know that. It's probably crap. It's your first book. But it's a story and you wrote it and you did it. You gave it your best effort. Be proud of that. How about strangers have given me 2 thumbs up on this story? Ooh, a lot better. Even if they were friendly strangers who love reading new books, new work. It's all good. Don't sabotage yourself. Give yourself a chance to win. A win in your own mind. You wrote a story. Great. That's a step, and that's the first step you have to take if you want to be a professional author. You've got to write it. And then you write another one, and then another one. You look at some of the most successful traditional published authors have been around 40 years, might only write 1 or 2 books a year, but consistently 1 or 2 books a year. After a 30-year career, that's 60 books, 80 books. That's a lot of titles out there, a lot. How much did they learn between that first book and that 80th book? I bet you a lot, even though in that cycle, they're probably given a lot of editors and made sure that that first title was a home run to begin with. But you didn't get that. Self-published author, you're throwing it out there. Yeah, you have editors. You may have proofreaders. It's still a little bit different. So you are the process to make sure that you get better and better, and you can. So don't talk about your work in a negative way. Don't plant that negative seed in your own mind, in anyone else's mind. Do what you need to do to be better, but don't sell yourself short. You wrote a book. That's already a great thing. That's the first biggest step that anybody can take. Peace, fellow humans.